Good morning. If you can hear just everything that is going on outside, it's raining pretty heavily right now, and there's a lot of wind, so things might get knocked over, and you might hear that. Such is the joy of living in Maine in the winter. Any time of the year, really. But that's not what this is about. Today, I am gonna make yarn. Because I got a whole bunch of roving, because I thought it was pretty. And I made a sample one so I could show you what it would look like. Here's my little skein that I made all by myself. We're making yarn this week, and then in the next video we're gonna make something out of this yarn. So, yeah, we're focusing all on spinning and, you know, how to treat your spun roving afterwards. It's all pretty, excuse me, it's all pretty easy. Everything you need you can get fairly inexpensively. Like, I went to art school for a couple years, and I took a spinning class, and they gave us a drop spindle. You can get one of the, you can get a kit, like a little drop spindle kit for like 30 bucks. And that'll give you roving and the drop spindle. And something else you'll need that I think they tend to forget is just like a little string of just straight wool yarn that you can attach to your spindle and your roving. It just makes spinning it a little easier, and you know where you can snip your yarn right off. Something else that you can spend good money on to get a good quality thing, or you can just go the inexpensive and still works route, which is another hint I got from art school, was dish soap or shampoo for agitating your spun roving. And, you know, that'll, what we're working with today is a protein yarn, or a protein fiber. Protein fiber just means it comes from an animal. So things like shampoo are meant for us, our hair, which is a protein fiber. So like, if you're washing your protein fiber with shampoo, it's fine. It's okay. Like, you're not gonna hurt it. You'll just agitate it a little bit. And you don't want to agitate it. I will kind of show you the steps on how to do this. It's gonna be fine. It's easy. We can all do spinning. And I'll let you know right now, this is only my third time spinning yarn. So my first spun yarn, atrocious. It was too big. It was lumpy. It was bad. Did not have a good time with it. The second time, after I got a kit so I could get my own spindle, because I was like, that's more cost effective. It'll come with roving and I can practice again. The second time it came out better, and I used it in this blanket. I think this gray ribbon yarn was my my hand spun yarn. So that came out much better. I didn't worsted it, which I did with this one, because I made it extra thin, or as thin as I could get it. It's still a little lumpy, but like, worsting it helped even everything out. And I like it, and it's so fun. So like, don't get discouraged if you make a bad yarn at first. You can try again. Make a better yarn. Keep getting better. And yeah, I'm gonna make some coffee because it is morning, and I rolled out of bed to check my basement, which is flooding. I can't get my pump working. So I'm gonna make some coffee, then I'm gonna see if I can get the pump running again. If I can, it's fine. Yeah, we're gonna do some spinning today. And you're not gonna watch me make coffee or deal with my flooding basement. Hello. So I have not yet ventured back into my basement. I'm gonna give that a minute or two. I'm going to show you what you need and what I have to start spinning. So I've got my drop spindle, which is this little guy. You can see it has a little notch, which is really useful, and I promise I will show you everything. I don't words good, you know this. I've got my piece of wool string. I might cut this down. It's a little too long, but that's a-okay. I've got all of my roving right next to me. I think I will be spinning 2 together at a time, which will leave me with 1 extra because this one was only 1. And I think just for my sanity, instead of dealing with 6 skeins this size, 4 skeins to this size, to however big 2 rovings will get me, the sizes will be a lot easier for me to manage and think about. Less daunting, you know? So, a couple other important things if you're going to start spinning. Make sure you've got a good long show to watch. Take breaks. Don't forget to eat. Hot drinks are great because you're just sitting doing one thing over and over and over again, forever and ever and ever, it feels. So just making sure you're not gonna lose your mind is so important. When I spun the first time in art school, I listened to so many musicals. I took so many breaks to just walk around the classroom. At home, I will stop and start my spinning on a dime. If I feel like I've been sitting here for 6 hours already, even though it may only be 2, I will get up and go pet a cat, get a hot cup of tea, put on a show. I've got my computer charging on the floor by me, but I've also brought over my Switch and my phone, so my brain and my hands will be stimulated. So, I guess it's time to start spinning. Isn't that exciting? Okay, so I'm just going to start by cutting that little bit of yarn that I had. And now we're going to do a slip knot and slide it right through the rod. Pull that tight. And you can see on mine I have a little notch. Some have these, some don't. It's, you know, every drop spindle is different, I guess. Some of them have this little round bit at the bottom, and the hook is still at the top. I've never worked with one of those, but I guess it works. So, how to get this started. I've got a little section of my roving right here. You want to pull out really long strands. So, here is an example of, I think this is a good size. Some people can do this continuously, and they know how to pull it just right to get just a little bit and never have to pull apart their roving. I'm not there, and I'm not going to pretend to be. So this is good for me. And what we're going to do, I give this string a couple wraps around the hook so it stays, and you'll see that you can spin it like that. The way I was taught was to go straight down my thigh. But what we're doing now is I'm pinching my roving to my scrap yarn. And see if I can get a good close-up of this. Come on, you can focus. Can you? Let me see if I can get a color that might show up a bit better. Okay, here's some blue. And what I'm doing by stretching it out is just kind of making this even and So when it spins, you get a nice even looking yarn and not a mess. So, okay, you can see this a bit better. I'm pinching my roving with my scrap yarn, and then I'm gonna give this a little twist. Oops. This is why you don't put your roving right in your lap, Kim. Okay. And you can see it's wrapped right around. You can go a bit stronger. That didn't take. That's okay. User error. There we go. And you can see that's holding it pretty well. So I can keep spinning. That's the first little bit of yarn. So what I like to do, because having it on the scrap yarn isn't too sturdy, is I will start wrapping it around my rod. And I'll usually start with a fairly small little thing. This will get a lot bigger as you go. Okay. There we go. It's pretty easy. So I'm gonna just keep doing that until I run out of this, and I'll show you how to attach more roving. It's more the same. This is a very, very simple process. Good morning. So last night I finished all of my spinning, and now we're on to the easier parts. What we're going to do is take our spun yarn off of this and put it onto this. So we can ball it and then let it twist itself together, so it'll create a bit of a stronger yarn. So how we do that is, and you can see it already really wants to twist in on itself. And that's okay. I'm just gonna, I guess I'll go around this way. And if you don't have one of these like pegboard type of deals, just flipping a chair on its side and using the legs works just as well. So I'm kind of going in a figure 8 motion, and that'll help this do what it's supposed to do. I usually do this on the floor, so. Okay, so you can see I'm done, pretty much. So I don't have enough to make another round. So what I'm going to do is just tie this, give that a little snip. And then we tie these two ends together, because I never tied my my starting end off. Well, there we go. So the reason why I did a
figure 8 was so it would stay in the round and it'll be easier to work with and hold and move. So this is all set for now. What I'm going to do next is feed my cats. Then I'm going to put this on the umbrella and I'm going to use my Swift to ball it. And then we're going to let it twist itself again. So we get a nice sturdy yarn. And then I'll be back. Okay, so we've got that done. Is this proper way to do things? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm probably not the person you should ask. So here's what I am gonna do. I'm just gonna tie from the middle of the ball and from around the ball. So we're getting 2 ends. And I'm just gonna give that a slip knot. Stick that on my rod and my little notch. Let's see, does that want to twist that way? Okay. I'm just gonna start this off because, you know, I should have used my, whatchamacallit, my little wool string, but I decided I didn't want to. So we're gonna get that in, give that a couple twists. Then I'm gonna go like that, just like before. Now, this is going to go by a lot faster than, I swear, I did this without a hitch when I was doing this, doing the sample one, just on my own before filming. And then as soon as I turn a camera on, my brain is just like, oh, you don't know what you're doing anymore. I don't know if that's like anxiety or just me being weird. But we're about done. And it only took me an hour and a half. All right. Oops. Just wind you up. Hey, stop hooking onto my sweater, please. Yeah. All right, done. Now I'm gonna put this back on my little warping thing. And when my husband's out of the shower, I'm gonna wash this and we'll hang it to dry. And we'll be all done. Well, we have to let it dry all night. Oh, I gotta go get that. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is wash it. So you can see now it just kind of looks like squiggly noodles. We're gonna wash it in cold water so we don't agitate the fiber too much. Got my shampoo. Now we're just going to rinse out all the shampoo. I was thinking ahead this time and I tied off, tied little strings to this so I could easily find the middle. And what we're going to do now is let this hang to dry overnight and we're going to weigh it down. So I'm just going to leave this right in my shower with a heavy conditioner bottle weighing it down. Okay. almost found every middle bit. Ooh, so close. Hey, all right. So I'm gonna take this, hang it in the shower, weigh it down, and I will show you the finished project tomorrow. Well, good morning. I decided not to get dressed for this. It's cold, it's been storming the past few days, and why wear clothes? Besides, I'm all done. I finished my yarn, at least one skein of it. I have like a few more roving skein things that I need to get through, but I figured I would do that on my own time throughout this week, and then my following video, I'll make something with it. That's the plan. But what will I make? I don't know. I have a few ideas of possible things that I might make. Like, these are all things that I plan on making at some point. One of them is a garland type of thing for the door. We have a door in our kitchen where there's like a big glass window in it. It's nice and it's pretty, but it's getting to winter, you know, it's cold. I'd like that to be a bit covered so it doesn't get as cold on us, while still allowing sunlight in so the cats can have their nice little sunspot on the floor. Some other options for this yarn: a hat, a collar, a scarf, mittens. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe you have some suggestions that I'm not thinking about, and I would like to hear them. As for the process of spinning and making yarn, I found it fairly easy, but I have done it a couple times before. Even the first time I did it, it wasn't too difficult to get into and understand how it works. It's just a matter of doing it a couple times to get the feel of it and your fiber and how it's working. But I think I'll be spinning some yarn again. Not just tails, physical yarn. Yeah. I think that's all I've got for you guys this week, so if you enjoy watching me craft and try new things and try things I haven't done in forever, maybe you just enjoy watching how my cats try to help me craft. Consider subscribing and leaving a like or a comment if you want. And my Etsy shop is open. You can check that out too. Even if you don't buy anything, like, just check out my my shop. And yeah, I will see you soon.